Throughout the years, the pores have been trying to perfect the art of the cheap-ass self-defense pistol. Well, we may have finally found one for you. The Canik TP9SF Elite. Let's get to work. Work here. Welcome back to Work the Trigger. Today we're going to be doing the review of the Canik TP9SF Elite. Canik's compact TP9 set to take on the Goliaths like the Glock 19. This thing is a feature-packed little package for not a whole lot of money. These things went pre-pandemic for like $350. Now you can still find them in the $400 to $450 range, and they will eventually probably get back down to that $350 price point. Now, there is a lot of good about this pistol, and there's also some questionable about this pistol. But if you are looking for a budget, entry-level self-defense pistol that you can actually rely on, this is your gun to go to. Let's go over some of the features of this particular firearm. So starting up at the top here, you've got a set of Warren tactical sights. That's right, this thing actually is rocking name brand sights for under $500. We've got a fiber optic front sight, a blacked out rear sight, which is debatably one of the best sight setups you can actually get for self-defense. And myself here with no backlighting, when I aim it, I can see that red light up from my lighting here. Now, going down from there is the slide. So this thing's form factor is very similar to the old Walther P99. They took that design and cheapened it by a drastic amount, and you can feel it. The slide is the taller slide, kind of similar to what we see on the Walthers. It's got really nice cocking serrations on it. They're sharp, but not insanely sharp. But cocking serrations shouldn't be rounded, because with rounded cocking serrations, you can't get your hand on them. These aren't rounded, these are really nice. The Elite model comes in black with the 1 series. The 1 series only comes with 1 magazine. This is the standard version with the tungsten slide. It does come with 2 magazines. The Cerakote, it's a good Cerakote job. I don't see any blemishes or anything on it, so you are getting your money's worth there. Now, down from that, we do have an ambidextrous slide stop. We've got one on the right-hand side and one here on the left-hand side, and they are identical. It's not like some firearms where you get that kind of weird half-ass one on the right-hand side and you get the full one on the left-hand side. This is true ambidextrous. Magazine release is non-ambidextrous, but I believe it is swappable. Then we've got the grip. The grip feels okay. It's a really generic feel on the grip, and I'm going to use that term a lot with this gun because it feels generic. You know, when you hold an H&K, you know it's an H&K. When you hold a CZ75, you know it's a CZ75. Same with Beretta 92, same with Glocks. The Caniks, it feels like anything, if that makes sense. It feels as good as some, it feels as bad as others. It's got a nice ergonomic rear back strap here. The front, however, is squared off more similar to a Glock. It's got some nice beveling here where your trigger finger and your palm go. I have a feeling that will, however, draw some people to putting their thumb down here. Don't do that, it's a bad spot for your primary hand's thumb, but it just kind of feels generic. The trigger is easily the best part on this entire gun. This trigger is top tier among striker fire guns. Is it the best? It might be. It's a relatively firm walled trigger. Like you know when you hit that wall. So the trigger on my particular model is coming in right about 4.5 pounds. For me personally, I don't like defensive triggers under 5 pounds. 4.5 pounds, not that far under. So it's not that bad. It's the travel that really is the difference. The overall trigger travel, it's about 3/8 of an inch of take up, hard wall, and by hard I mean 4.5 pound wall. And the break is about a little over 1/8 of an inch. It's not much over it though. The reset is that same little bit over 1/8 of an inch, and then it's right on the wall again. There's no retake up once you hit that break. It is a very audible and tactile reset, and it's just an extremely nice trigger in any striker gun, let alone a sub $500 striker gun, let alone one that you can get for under $400. It is easily the best bang for the buck trigger out of a striker fire gun that you're gonna find. So from there, the trigger guard. The trigger guard is big, and when I mean big, I mean comically big. It's so oversized that it's like when they exaggerate a good feature on a generic thing because they're like, hey, you like this much, what if we give you 20% more? Well, they gave you like 50% more trigger guard, and I mean, you can fit a gloved hand in there, but I can damn near fit my entire hand through there. Small child hands, you know how it is. The mag release is nice, easy to get to, not too far out so that your grip gets into it, but not so far in that it's difficult to press, and it is nice and big. The magazines are okay. They're not overly difficult to load. They're not easy to load, but they're also not difficult to load. The overall size of this thing, it is a standard size compact gun. You pick up pretty much any one of your compact guns, and this is going to be about the same size. Here is my Glock 19 for comparison. That's what we're running as far as finger space on the bottom of my 19. It's running right along there. Yes, I have the 19 with a nasty ass cut in it. It's disgusting. And on the TP9, it's running right about the same, except the TP9 doesn't have that nasty ass cutout, so that's nice. So let's go to firing. So in firing, the gun is snappy. It's not low recoil, but it's also not high recoil. It's about middle of the pack as far as compact guns would go. The Glock 19 is for compact polymer guns on the low side of mid, so you are going to see a little bit more recoil with this than we do with like a Glock 19, but it's minimal. You will notice it, but it's not going to be like crazy life-changing or anything. And the awesome sights that they have on this more than make up for that. Again, you're looking at a gun for $400-ish as opposed to a Glock for $550 to $600, and the Glock sights aren't as good as these sights. Even the upgraded like Ameriglows on the Glocks, not as good as these Warren Tacticals. And then in addition to that, the trigger being as crisp and nice as it is also makes up for that slightly more recoil. But again, it's for me, it's a little bit light. The trigger pull's changing on this. I was getting about 3.5 pounds a couple of weeks ago when I checked it. Just now I checked it and it's at 4.5 pounds. So it just can't make up its mind as to what the hell it is. If it's right around that 5 pound mark, then you are looking at a solid, nice self-defense trigger. If it's much under that, it's a great competition trigger. A little too light personally for a self-defense trigger. So the gun as a whole, like, I have such a hard time with it. This gun shouldn't be as good as it is. It's accurate, it's easy to shoot, the trigger is, again, awesome for a striker fire gun, the sights are great, and the recoil is more than manageable. But here's the thing, it feels cheap. Like, you could get this thing and you can rely on your life with this thing, but you're gonna know when you pick this up that this is a $400 gun. The quality of the polymer, the feel of the slide, it's like buying generic peanut butter crunch. It's still really good, and it's worth it because it costs so much less than normal peanut butter crunch. But then you go and you get peanut butter crunch and you're like, yeah, that's peanut butter crunch. This is a Canik. But again, that being said, I would trust my life with this little guy. This has eaten everything I've given it. I've given it my low velocity test ammo. I've given it my own reloads. I've given it 124 grain, 115 grain. I've given it hollow points, and it's eaten everything. It's reliable, it's accurate, it's just a damn good little gun. It's just cheap. So thanks for watching, guys. That was our review of the Canik TP9SF Elite, your go-to firearm if you took your prom date to Steak and Shake. Remember, guys, if you found this video useful, go ahead and like and subscribe down below. Now, if you like the channel and you want to help out a little bit, head over to workthetrigger.com. Over there, you're going to find all of our affiliate links. There's even some coupon codes over there, and a couple of my personal picks, as well as pretty much everything that you find on my videos on here. If you got a TP9 and you agree or disagree with anything that I've said, go ahead and write that down in the comments below. Remember, I appreciate every one of you, and until next time. Okay. I get it. Do your research, get informed, and get to work. We'll see you next time.